Breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Modi meets South African President Ramaphosa on the sidelines of G20 and holds a bilateral with the South African President. These are the latest details we're tracking for you from Johannesburg in South Africa. My colleague Ghazali joins us with more details. Ghazali, the Prime Minister having now met with South African President Ramaphosa. Of course, this bilateral is being held on the sides of G20. What's the agenda of the meeting?
See, this shows the kind of relevance India is giving to the South African region, introducing it to the G20 as a member. African Union was introduced as a member of G20 when India was heading the G20 Summit a couple of years ago. And now this particular bilateral is between India and South Africa, where talks about trade, investment, education sector, health sector will be prominent. We also have historic relations with South Africa. India's links with the struggle of South Africa against apartheid. India was the first among the countries to sort of disconnect or sever its trade relations with the government of South Africa in 1946. And after that, India and South Africa signed a strategic partnership agreement in March 1997. During the visit of President Nelson Mandela to India, which was also called the Red Fort Declaration. And after that, the Cheetah diplomacy. Besides that, there are other sectors which may be under discussion, that how India will expand its footprint in the African region. And this particular bilateral meeting between India's Prime Minister and the South African President will certainly pave the way to expand India's influence in the region, to find new partner in the region. And this will certainly, a lot of new sectors will be under observation, under discussion. India and South Africa have trade ties, India and South Africa have defense ties. So these two sectors will be under focus or will have some prominence while both the leaders are meeting there.
Right, Ghazali, and yesterday as well, the Prime Minister had met with several leaders of companies as well, moving forward with digital ecosystem and as a big boost to cooperation when it comes to digital ecosystem between South Africa and India. Do you think those featured in the talks as well?
See, this entire G20 summit has been happening under the cloud of this entire US administration showing its objection. US top leaders of the US administration, of the Trump administration, have objected or had suggested the leaders of the G20 summit to not sign a declaration. And despite all these objections, India's Prime Minister's presence there and the joint leaders' declaration getting a thumbs up from all the leaders shows that India's influence is rising. One. Second, that all the bilateral meetings which the Prime Minister held yesterday, be it with the Prime Minister of Canada, with Australia and other leaders, and specifically with the African President, which is happening today, shows that India is also offering solution, or at least talking about the issues which is a challenge for not just for India or for Global South, but for the countries from other region as well. That's why the digital payment initiative which Indian Prime Minister, the Indian government talks about whenever there is a bilateral talks going on with any other country, has found resonance with many other countries, be it in our immediate neighborhood or for countries in other subcontinent as well. So these initiatives will be discussed. These are of prominence. This also shows that India wants to engage with new partners. It doesn't want to just be dependent on the old allies in the world, but it is also growing its footprint. It's looking for new partners with the changing world order.